Hi, everyone. So, my name is Diva Sharma, and I am a 17-year-old girl from New Delhi, India. And, belonging to a developing country, I've actually observed that there are a lot of women out here who do not have equal opportunities as, say, the men around us. And, because I'm a high school student and, I'm just going to be out of high school right now, I have noticed a disparity in my classroom. I have noticed that there are girls out there that do not have equal opportunities or who back out of opportunities because of gender stereotypes or, say, prejudice that exists in our society. So, for example, when I opted for science in school, I opted for the science and economics track. There were few girls who joined initially, but then they dropped out later because they were told, you know, science technology is not something that is really the realm of young girls, or you should belong in the humanities section. And I mean, then I just noticed that the numbers kept dropping in my class, and the last thing I knew, the girls clearly were outnumbered by the boys. And this really motivated me to act towards this action. So I visited the United Nations headquarters in 2014 for a public speaking conference, and I was the only student from India who was part of this conference. And I was debating on women's education and empowerment. And there were a lot of girls from all over the world who agreed and, actually concurred with my opinion that really it's true that there is a very big disparity in terms of every single country that we all hail from. But most importantly, what I realized is that we all stand at a common pedestal. There are young girls who really agree that there should be more opportunities available for us. Now, my talk is about girls' lean in classrooms, and this was actually a derivative of Miss Sheryl Sandberg, the CEO of Facebook's message. She's actually the author of Lean In, which I have right here, and this is one of my favorite books. And she talks about how girls and women majorly, can get better opportunities and grab opportunities for themselves, because we all know that opportunities do not just come and as an inflow, but we have to grab these opportunities, and there are certain steps we can ensure that we do get the corner office, just like Sheryl says, or the best positions in school, or how we can advance as women and as girls. And honestly, I really agree with her message, because she's done it, and there are a lot of girls who can do it, and she's a very big source of inspiration to me. So I recently I delivered a talk at TEDx Walled City, which was organized by CNN, IBN India, and the UNICEF India. And I spoke about girls in classrooms. And I felt like this topic was very close to my heart, majorly because I am a student, and I see that it's not fair that there are 3 girls and 15 boys in a science class, and there are just a lot of other girls in other streams, because, well, science is apparently not for girls. Well, is that really what people agree on? When you have scientists like Marie Curie, and you have amazing people out there who are actually acing in the tech fields and in the economics fields. And we've seen a lot of advancement now, but honestly, this message needs to reach to everyone. And because I'm from Delhi, this is a very urban area, and there are obviously better opportunities for girls. But on the outskirts of Delhi, and as we move towards the interior of India, that is the rural parts, girls are in fact more confined towards, an atmosphere where they are in a patriarchal society, and have to give birth at my age, which is strange, because here I am delivering an international talk to women all over the world, and there are girls my age who just cannot afford an education and have to cook, clean, and just raise children at my age, which is strange. So what I did was I started an initiative called Project Pet Safe, which involved lots of young students from all over the country and all over Delhi. But majorly, I made girls the leaders in this sphere of catering to the rural life in India and the street life in India. And this really empowered girls to come out of their comfort zone and pursue, or follow the project that would help them get into, say, a rewarding career path. And I felt like this was a very big step towards reducing the gender gap in terms of what I could do as a responsible citizen of my country. And we were able to involve over 300 students, including about 150 girls from over 7 to 8 Delhi schools. And I saw the happiness on their faces when these girls stepped in and confidently took initiative and took charge, and they did what they wanted to do, for a change. So I firmly believe that this confidence that girls need to develop themselves is the first step towards reaching the goal of true global equality. And even Sheryl Sandberg talks about that in her book. And what she says is that women should lean in workforces. That is, she gives an example of how at Facebook there were a few women who were there from visiting from different offices, but they just quietly sat towards the end of the corner table while the men were discussing the intricacies of important elements of the business sphere. And she just requested them to come forward and speak up, but they just did not. And I saw a similar situation when I was in school. So we were supposed to present on the problem of nuclear technology to our class. And we all were sitting together and deciding who's going to speak up first. It was a group of 3 boys and 3 girls. One of my friends was very nervous to speak out because, she'd been interrupted before in the past. And apparently, and this is apparently scientifically true, is that girls have been proven to be more vulnerable to interruption and disruption. So, when girls are interrupted, well, it does say that it does affect their moral confidence and their boost. So when I was in class with my female friend, she was a little worried, she did not want to speak up just like the others did. But my other female friend and I, we emphatically agreed to take on questions in our nuclear reactions presentation to our class. And we were really confident about presenting this problem to our class because we felt like this would help us get ahead. This would help us get an opportunity. We had to grab the mic ourselves. No one was going to hand us the mic ourselves, So it's up to us. And it depends on how badly we want to succeed. And as girls, this is what's going to drive us forward. So then we presented the problem to our class, and our presentation received the highest grade in class. And we all felt wonderful. And this would not have been possible without the support of also the boys in our group. So I just feel like this is not a situation of boys versus girls. This is a situation of coming together towards a true goal of global equality, towards a common pedestal that we all must stand together on. And this is only possible when we all collaborate together. And at the same time, girls believe that they can get what they want because confidence builds on itself. And it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And Sheryl's proved it by being the CEO of Facebook. She's one of the largest and she's one of the most famous women in the tech world. And there are a lot of girls out there, my age, there are so many Sheryl Sandbergs in our classrooms even today. So what I firmly believe, and this is my 3-step goal towards women empowerment, and this is what I highlighted to in my TEDx talk at TEDx Walled City. A, girls should grab mics. This is actually a metaphor in a way that girls should grab opportunities. Girls should grab mics. That is, when you're in front of a mic, don't let others, don't give it to others. As in, respect the fact that it's your chance to speak up too. Take the mic and speak up. Express your opinion. Speak up. B, it's your opportunity. You should take the classes you want. Why should girls drop out of science and tech classes? Why should girls drop out of economics classes? Why should girls drop out of any vocational course that they want to pursue? It's up to us as to what classes we want. It's our responsibility to cope with our own decisions. And I feel like girls should have the opportunity to follow the streams that they want, including tech, including science, including humanities, anything that they want to do. So really, it's up to us to take the classes that we want. It's up to us to take the classes we want. And the third and the most important aim, and this is actually my personal goal, it is to dare to dream my dream. Why should we give up on our dreams because we feel like we can't achieve something? It's actually a psychological phenomena. It's up to us as to how bad we want our dreams. And I believe that when we really, really want something, it's possible to get it because girls can shine no matter what happens. I have seen it around me. I have seen girls come up. I've seen in my debating society, I've seen girls who were given opportunities to speak up and they spoke up wonderfully. Why should we give up on our dreams? This is one very important factor towards the advancement of women. When girls come up to this dilemma, okay, There's this aspect of me being a female. I have to rear kids. My family has expectations out of me. B, I can succeed. I can make my own dreams. I can be independent. It's just two sides of a coin. It's up to us. And many girls choose this, but really, we can reach both together. Honestly, it's this. When you're independent and you're self-sufficient, that's when you really advance. And that's what I really want to say to all the girls my age, because we start early. It's better to start early, because when late realization hits us at our 20s, at our 30s, when we've already chosen a career path, we will feel horrible about not taking the right decision and not following our dreams. 10 years down the line, we shouldn't have this regret that we did not pursue our own dreams. In India, there are a lot of girls who are obviously my age and who are already, they've been involved in child marriages. They've faced a lot of issues. They've had to drop out of school. Well, I feel like the government has already started empowering these girls. In the rural parts of India right now, there are a lot of government schemes that actually give incentives to parents to send their daughters to school. I feel like this is a very global problem. Education is the most important pedestal towards global equality. And right now, there are nearly 2/3 of the 774 million people who are age 15 and over and who are illiterate. They are women. And this is actually a UN statistics report. So honestly, this is a very, very, very intricate problem. And we start at this age. We start at the age when girls are still in schools, when girls are 12, 11, 10, and they're told, you know what, you need to pursue your dreams. The same people who tell you to pursue your dreams can't stop you later and tell you, don't pursue them. And honestly, this is how we really, really lean in. So Sheryl's message of lean in is actually very wonderful. And I recommend her book, Lean In, to every single girl or every single person who's watching this video at the moment. And I feel like, when you actually come across a situation where you have a dilemma as to whether what you must prioritize, whether it's your work and your career, or say family life, or the prejudice that that are obviously placed on women. Well, this book beautifully highlights how girls can actually reach that common point where you can get everything. And honestly, and this is actually what I really believe, is when girls step out of their comfort zones, that's when they achieve something that's really wonderful. For example, I'll tell you my own story. So, after I visited the UN headquarters for that public speaking event, and I spoke about women's education and empowerment. And when I returned back to India, I realized that I myself, being a girl, have not noticed the gender disparity in my classroom. And then what I did was I decided to pursue my own STEM project. I adore animals, and I decided to create a device that could help detect distress in animals. And I call this Project Pet Safe. Project Pet Safe was a device that could help detect distress in animals. And I worked on this for over a year, along with some professors from the Indian Institute of Technology, which is the largest technical institute of India. And we successfully worked on this project, got a patent. And I entered lots of science fairs, including the Intel Science Fair India. And surprisingly, I was able to receive an award from the President of India for my innovation, and from the Chief Minister of Gujarat, of Delhi. So I was really satisfied to be able to make a practical difference to the street dogs in my society and vicinity. Not only that, I was later able to get an award from the President. But I will not forget that there were a lot of instances when I was told, you don't need to pursue this project. Why are you pursuing this project? You don't need to do this. Don't. But I did not let that affect me, because I was determined and I knew that this would really be rewarding for me and that I really wanted to genuinely pursue this project. And this eventually led to my being named one of the few female STEM pursuers in India from the Indian Science Society and the Confederation of Indian Industry. So what I feel is that, and this is actually scientifically proven, and this is where the problem rises from, is that girls tend to be more vulnerable to interruption, and girls feel outnumbered around a large male population. This affects classroom behavior, and this affects the way they interact in classrooms. And I feel like this should not be the case, because it depends on how headstrong we make ourselves when we're more aware of what the situation currently is. And that's when you really understand that because of the three-tier steps that I just spoke about, that is A, grab the mic, B, dare to dream your dream, and C, take the classes you want. Well, that's how you really counter this problem. This is how you counter this problem, and this is how you empower yourself to become a bolder girl within the classroom. In my TEDx talk, I spoke about the survival of the fittest, obviously the social Darwinism theorem. And I felt like it's true in every place, whether it's your workplace, whether it's in your corporate sector, whether it's in your high school, whether it's at your house. You need to be globally competitive, and not in a negative way, of course. Well, obviously, to achieve true equality, we do need the support of both men and women. We need a common ground where people come together, because it's not possible for one gender to be the dominant gender, the other one to be the recessive gender. So I feel like this problem that we may encounter of this counter equilibrium balance, that okay, we do not require men to help women. Well, that's not the case, Feminism is actually most importantly about true equality, that is equality of both the sexes. And I firmly believe, and I honestly firmly believe, that this is only possible with the support of the entire element of every single person in the society. Now, I want to talk about one more thing. So, a lot of women are disliked in schools, in offices, because they're apparently bossy. They're supposedly bossy. And they're told things like, you're not supposed to be so dominant. You're not supposed to be so open about your ambitions. Well, this is a very, very fraudulent and tarnished approach or thought. And in fact, you must have heard of Beyonce's Ban Bossy campaign. And I honestly really agree with that, because, well, it's not supposed to be like that. Because, well, if a man's pursuing his dreams, he's considered very ambitious, very intelligent, very, well, hardworking and industrious. But, well, sometimes in cases when you imagine a woman in a corporate sector or in schools handling a large group, she's considered bossy and mean. That's not the case. That's really, really not the case. I feel like we need more women to step up as leaders. We need more women to take up roles. And in fact, when I was in the UN, there was a Suriname's ambassador who was also there. She was a female politician from Suriname, and obviously that country is still a developing country. And she spoke about the global problems, and she's faced the local grassroots levels with people around her, like in terms of the slums, in terms of people around her. And she herself stepped up as a very confident woman. And she now handles Suriname, and she handles the internal politics, and she handles a lot of governance schemes. And I really, really was inspired by her story. This is inspiration to all the girls out there. We need more role models. We need more Sheryl Sandbergs. We need more amazing women who are out there, who are ready to take on the world, who are ready to be wonderful. And I honestly, and I really believe, this is my true goal. When you dare to dream your dream, that's really, really, really when you really achieve your dream. And it's all in the head. That's the most important thing. It's all in the head. And I hope that there will be more girls who lean in workforces, who lean in classrooms, who step up in classrooms, who become bolder, who lead change. And I want to see more girls at corner offices, as CEOs, as great women. And this is the age to start. This is really the age to start. Thank you. And looking forward to an interaction.
So does anyone have any questions? Or we don't have any questions at this point. So I think we'll go ahead and close out. But thank you so much for your presentation. I will put it up on the website. It should be available in about 30 minutes. And I look forward to hearing people's comments on it.
All right. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.